so good. How do you assess this one for you guys today?
Didn't take care of the ball. You know, 18 turnovers, 34 points. It'll be hard to win basketball games like that. Give them credit. Came out and shot the ball really well. Guys we wanted to shoot made shots. We didn't make shots. Obviously, getting Brian back. You know, um, trying to get back in the swing of things. For him, for us as a unit, we're a big piece like that. So, I'm not getting discouraged. Obviously, we want to win that game. We got another one against the same team Wednesday. I look to get some get back.
With 7 games.
I know I played that last week, my brother, but I felt that when he said, I'm not discouraged, we're going to get some get back. I think he really meant that. So I wanted to replay that again because for him getting Western Conference Player of the Week, definitely solidified that he meant every word that he said during that press conference. So I definitely want to replay that.
He meant that.
You know what I'm saying? But we are.
Yeah. Your favorite bros from your favorite Laker Lounge show, Laker Lounge Confidential, also known as LLC. This is episode 6, and we are brought to you by the 3-Man Weave Podcast, your favorite pod's favorite pod. I'm one of your co-hosts, B. Cannon, and who I got with me?
I'm Hill, and Hill gonna hear regardless, baby. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And appreciate the 3-Man Weave for letting us utilize the YouTube channel. We are here.
Yeah, man. He meant it, man. And I'm glad you played it again because we've been some of his biggest critics. And I ain't just talking about just me or just you, but Laker Nation. And I feel like we always talk about prisoners of the moment. We fall for that same old media trap. And we talked about this on here before. We'll see him get 35 and 15 and still be asking for more. And I just think that's Laker fans just being spoiled. There's nothing wrong with having to drop off in games every now and then. And especially if you're going to take accountability when you drop off. So it's like, hey, I ain't mad at him. Every time this year that I've been upset with AD, he's always taking accountability. I will say that. Regardless of what anybody wants to say about him, when he has a bad game, he normally don't have 2 in a row. So, and besides that, he strung a lot of them together since then all week last week, dominated. So, and I think that's helped Bron ease back in.
And that's the perfect. I'm glad you said that because that same game, I believe Troy Brown had a press conference. He was speaking about the adjustment period of bringing Bron back, and people wanted to run with it like it was a negative thing. He was like, no, it's just an adjustment. We were playing a certain way when Bron was out. When Bron is back, we had to adjust our game and the way we play to how he's back. And the same thing for him. He's adjusting to their style of play as well. I mean, he's trying to ease his way in. Like you say, he had a triple-double. That's Bron. You know how Bron do, But as you know, his shooting hasn't really came back. But how many weeks he been off? 4?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course he's gonna, it's gonna take some a while back to get back to himself. But like you said, with AD being AD,
I ain't gotta be fully myself.
All I gotta do is not be a liability, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna respect me on the court. And you know what I'm saying? You're gonna respect me on the court. So the fact that my mere presence may be helping AD, like I said, I know one of our complaints was sometimes we get a dominant AD, but Bron's not there. It's always when Bron is not there. Like it's like we want that same exact AD when Bron is there, take over. You know, and Bron definitely does a good job of getting him to feeding him the ball when he's hot. Okay, I'm gonna feed the beast. So maybe it's working. Maybe they actually figuring it out and clicking, and I understand what to do now.
And also that first game back is like it's an adjustment period.
Absolutely.
That tweet had came out earlier that day that Bron was gonna try to see if he could go for the game. Like you and I thought it was. We like, bro, whatever, more smoke and mirrors. But he ended up going, so it's like I didn't expect him to be out there. But honestly, he did not look 100% to me out there. So it's like people were saying like, oh. Yeah, we'll touch on that later. But if you looked at him, it's like, oh, it looked like it won either a lot of rust, But 4 weeks is not that's enough time for some rust, but not a lot. But it looked like he definitely don't have the explosion right now. And that's one thing that Bron has always had is the explosion. So I don't care what people are talking about, bro. And
it's hilarious at that point, but we're gonna definitely touch on that. We're gonna expand on that a little bit more. But like,
I wish I knew who this was because they 100% right. Bron still doesn't look 100%.
Absolutely, and he's watching this on Facebook right now, and I appreciate it. I would prefer that you would go to the to the YouTube so we can definitely give you the credit that you deserve because you're absolutely right.
100% right.
But he said it, and and that's the thing about it. We're gonna wait.
Oh, it's Chris.
I got it. We're gonna, man. Do you want to get on? You want to talk about it now?
Yeah. All
right.
Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and get right to it instead of holding it up.
Yeah. It
first
says,
tweet. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna read Bron's tweet first, and then I'm gonna read the other one. So LeBron, well, it's not LeBron's tweet, it's a quote from LeBron. LeBron says his foot injury was actually a torn tendon, and doctor said he healed from the injury faster than they've ever seen. Now, this is Charles, and he says, dude thought the season was over, so he used the injury card. Then sees the team rally from the 12th seed to a share of the 7th seed with both 5th and 6th seeds within reach, and suddenly he made the biggest miracle after Jesus revived Lazarus. So he if they make it. And I will give this dude Charles. That's a hell of a tweet, bro.
It's hilarious.
Like because I troll sometimes, right? And I will say that's top notch trolling. I will give you that, man.
Elite level.
Elite level, like the way you wrote it, everything, bro. But let's break down the facts of the matter, man.
Absolutely.
The facts of the matter is we saw Bron live in that game get hurt. And if anybody watched that game, you know for a fact that LeBron was hurt. Am I saying it's a major injury? No. Newsflash. There are lots and lots of tendons in your foot. There are lots and lots of little bones in your foot. So you can actually tear a tendon in your foot, one of the small ones, and still play on it. It's now becomes a threshold for pain thing. But the reason they don't want you to play on it is because if one little thing goes wrong in your foot, now it puts stress on other things in your foot. And it can become a larger problem, which is why Bron needed that rest. Now, when a small tendon tears, it can actually reattach. You see what I'm saying? Naturally, if it just sits there, because the human body is an amazing thing. Normally, when large tendons rupture, they don't. Those have to be surgically repaired. We never knew specifically what tendon it was because I will agree with you. The Lakers they've been mum on the injury. They didn't tell us what, so we couldn't do no Googles. We don't know. But what we do know is Bron said he heard it pop. Bron ain't never been no capper with no injuries, bro. When has Bron also, to the point that he was scared to go out or be the 12th seed, when has Bron ever been scared to go out? When has any NBA baller that's an elite baller ever been scared to go out? That's a part of the game, bro. Put it on the line, see where the chips may fall. That's what Bron been about his whole career. So you mean to tell me he legit gonna be in a walking boot and on a scooter getting around, making his life miserable just because I was scared of basketball? No. And if you watch LLC, yours truly, myself and Hill, we had the Lakers in the play-in before the trade deadline. So it's like, and that's what we talked about on the first episode. We love the trade moves, but we had them still making it. But now we thought with this that we had an opportunity to do exactly what he said in the tweet, which is get into the offs without needing to play in. So what's your take here?
Well, my thing about it is if they paid attention to LeBron before he actually broke the scoring record, he was mentioning that he had a problem with his foot prior to that. So obviously it was an injury that was already ready to possibly become worse. He old, bro. He's 38, year 20 with all the mileage on his body. Like, let's be realistic at this point. So we've got that aspect of it's potentially going to get worse without a significant amount of rest first initially. So it actually pops. So he actually said it popped. It's a nationally televised game, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Like, everybody could watch this game. This wasn't one of them NBA TV games that you don't have to pack it. This was Sunday in the afternoon, nationally televised. Against the Mavericks, and he said it. The fact that he's injured at that time, we were actually rolling.
Yeah. So why would he go? Why would he want to go out then? That was one of our biggest wins. That was our biggest win to that point right there.
But since we made the trade deadline, we've been winning. We worked the 12th seed at that point. You feel what I'm saying? Like we was on the up and come. And if he kept playing, we wouldn't be worried about this. We wouldn't be worried about this last week.
Might be 5th seed already, bro.
Solidified. You know what I'm saying? Without that week that we went 2-2.
Yeah, facts.
We don't go 2-2 if we got Bron right there. Like, come on, let's be realistic at this point. I get it. Some of you people hate Bron, and it didn't make sense, but you wanted to make sense in your mind because you hated him. But like him ducking smoke, like when? If he didn't duck the KD Warriors,
that's
why would he duck anybody else?
KD faked his injury, or Steph. Like we saw a lot of older veterans take injuries recently later in the season. Julius Randle just went out, bro. He's not faking. He has a real high ankle sprain. D'Lo went out last night as a precaution. Teams are getting ready for the playoffs. They're trying their best to get healthy. Bro, like 65 in NBA years. So come on, bro. Like it's amazing to me that you can't give Bron the benefit of the doubt for injury when he's had one of the best track records of playing we've ever seen.
Yeah, like that's the beauty of that's one of his strengths of
it's one of his strengths, bro.
On his resume is his longevity, his lack of injuries that he's carried.
Playing a lot of games every season.
Taking care of his body. So all of a sudden that he's going to fake an injury this season. Come on, man. It really doesn't have any validity at all. But I mean, it's the fact that people definitely been running with it, and it really doesn't. Yeah. It's man.
I mean, because it's like, bro, the way he wrote it up, bro, it's hard for someone who is on the fence about Bron not to get behind that, bro. That's why I had to say like that's an elite level troll, man.
It was elite, but like I said, you got to you have to be real. You have to show some reality at some point. You can pinpoint. We worked the 12th seed when he got injured.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We would actually win it. We have a win. We're undefeated when Bron, AD, and D'Lo play.
And why would he? If he was faking, he would just come back and just look like Paul Pierce did when he came back. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why is he still moving slow? Why is he still don't have his explosion? Like, he clearly had something happened.
Has he even dunked?
Bro, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Not even one. We ain't
I don't
for
even want him to try it, bro.
I'm just saying.
I didn't want him to come back because I just didn't think, and it's not because I was scared for him to mess up the chemistry or anything. I honestly didn't think for what they said. I ain't buying that. You healing them faster than anybody because I've heard people say that before. RG3 said that. You see what I'm saying? Knee was still bad. Like Adrian Peterson said that towards knee again. So it's like people say that all the time, and maybe sometimes, you know what I mean? It's only one person we really seen defy the odds with that, and that was Terrell Suggs, bro. And and we know he got some type of special gene, bro.
But in the midst of I think everybody got caught up when LeBron said, "I went to the LeBron James of
he should have never said that, bro.
Of course, like I said, if you want to be upset about that, okay, we get it because that shit was corny. I get it.
Yeah, but he said that's wrong though at this point.
Exactly, but some other things that people just completely ignored. He was rehabbing 3 times a day.
Yeah,
like he put in the work.
Workaholic.
And he also stated that I'm going to need surgery. Like I'm going to need surgery. I had to work it. I worked it good enough so I can play. But I'm going to eventually need surgery.
That's one of the reasons why I didn't want him to come back. Like I feel like you might be ruining your chances of playing in the future, man. which
I
is
mean,
which is next. I'm talking about next year. I don't know when he plan on retire, but I'm thinking next year. Like, I don't want you to be injured all year because of your decisions to try to force it early, especially if you know what I mean. If I felt like AD could get it, you could have won some more games. You could have
but
set some more games out.
well, we're gonna get to the schedule. But before we get to the schedule, we just want to hear some words from our guy LeBron.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
That's it. That's all we can say about that.
Because he trying to figure out like why I can't get the benefit of the doubt. I've been your most healthiest superstar, bro.
Of all of them, all of them.
Come on now.
Let's get to the schedule. We got the upcoming schedule. April 4th, which is tomorrow, we play the Jazz.
Yeah.
Then we got a back-to-back. We got the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Then we follow that up. We got the Suns. And then we got the Jazz again.
Saying they disrespecting us with the Clippers. Shoot.
Why you say that?
I mean, with that 31% chance of the win.
Well, give them credit. This is old. This is old. Okay. I think, matter of fact, this is right. This is what no, it's still disrespect. Don't get me wrong.
But the fact that it's old, I can respect that.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, it's like take a little bit less off the disrespect, but it's still disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But it is old. Playing the Jazz, I think the Jazz have. I think they shutting down with a couple of their players. They're still competing. Because a lot of the young players is definitely, they're so young and dumb that they don't know that they're trying to tank at this point. So they're still playing hard. So it's definitely no need to take them lightly. You need to go out there and handle business.
And you need players like that to convince. You got it. You can't. Everybody can't be in on the tank, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let some people know like that because it's good for the eyes, man.
You tell him something else. You
tell them all, bro. The jig will be up. Like people be like, "Yo, where the script at, bro?" Because we can see it.
Absolutely. The Clippers is a game. Definitely. It's going to be tough because it's the Clippers. It's a winnable game.
Definitely a winnable game,
especially without Paul George at this point. Yeah, I know Russ is going to be fired up to play us.
He's definitely going to be fired up,
and all that is fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, this is a rivalry. So, and we know at this point that not say the desperation, but the urgency should be at an all-time high. I believe Trevor Lane tweeted, if we win our last four, our remaining four, we would be the 5th seed.
Yeah.
So, how much motivation do you need? Like he didn't say nothing else in that tweet. He didn't say, "Oh, we need this person to lose. We need this person to lose. We need this team to lose. We need help. You said the remaining 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
We are the 5th seed, and this is Trevor Lane. Trevor Lane don't cap. That's my go-to. Yeah. Anything Lakers related, and he'll tweet out a rooting guide of who we need to lose and what we need done. And I'm just specifically saying, when these remaining 4, we are the 5th seed. How much urgency do you need? If you avoid the play-in, I'm telling you, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit, and you know that you can't have. Come on now, bro. Take care of business. Like this is,
like we've been saying since episode 1.
When you put the schedule up, now in hindsight, I'm glad Bron came back because sometimes like if he's gonna need surgery, but he's not getting it now, but his doctors have told him that he could play on it and potentially not do more damage to it, then hey man, we definitely need that 5th seed because bro, that playing game don't guarantee anything. You could just easily still be out.
That's an additional 2 more games.
Yeah, before the playoffs even start, where injuries could pile up and all of that stuff. So it's like, look, man,
handle business.
Handle your business. The ball is in your court. You have 2 games that you should win for sure. And then I honestly like our odds. Well, all of our players, I like our odds. We need D'Lo back. And when is Mo out for the season?
Yeah, he like I said, I'm pretty sure that he
Off a
should be
high
back.
ankle sprain, bro. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on with these joints? And why are these dudes wearing lows, man?
We told you they wearing lows, bro.
Like, bro, what is going on? Remember when after Kobe tore his Achilles, he came back with the boot, bro.
Yeah.
These dudes need to put the boot on, man. Like, he came
All
back
of them.
the Nike boot, bro. That's like a low top Kobe, except the joint was all as a wrestling boot. Man.
That's the only Kobe pair I own. I had that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, and look, have you ever rolled your ankle in them?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Come
not.
on, bro. Like, what's going on? It's the evolution of the low. Now, I love a low top sneaker, but I think it's more of lifestyle. Like, I feel like sneakers have become so popular. I feel like the lifestyle sneaker have crossed over into the field of what you actually want a sneaker to do. And I feel like basketball sneakers should be mid at the lowest, bro.
I agree. Like,
Unless you just take, if you're a tape king, like if you believe in the tape, which I never liked. I don't like tape.
I wasn't a fan of the tape either.
So you need a mid, and you need to lace. Like I see, you know, I pretty much work in the gym. You feel what I'm saying? So I see kids, bro, ballers. I know a couple low ballers, bro. They don't even tie their shoes up.
They just go.
They just go, bro.
But I attribute that to youth because we've done some, you know, we done got out the car and just immediately run to the court.
God bless them there, because
you know, it'll catch up. it'll catch up. But I'm of course I never played in the NBA, but I've never been a low top basketball where I've always been a high top or a mid top person. And I wear ankle braces because, like I say, I would roll my ankle in a heartbeat, especially. So I'm definitely not a fan of lows, like you said. I mean, a low, it got to be lows with the tape.
And is Morant, is that a low?
I mean, no, I think it's a mid because that's kind of like the Kyrie.
That's the lowest mid of all time. I'll say that.
We got to check it again because it may be a little bit low, but it's acceptable. I accept that.
Yeah.
You know, before the KDs is low.
Yeah.
And,
I feel like the newest KD went a little bit higher, but he definitely was low too. But he had that Achilles injuries, and I think he realized that was too damn low.
I'm about to say, listen, raise this up a little bit. The moment he got injured with them, it's to raise that shit up a little bit. He knows. But I mean, that's the only, back to Mo Bamba, that's the only injury that we got an accurate or immediate assessment on. And he actually,
even the original D'Lo injury, they
made it seem like it was gonna be it was day to day, and then it'll be in 2 weeks.
Yeah, people was hurting back before he
came back. And he wrote his. He had left foot soreness. They said it was a precautionary keeping him out, so he should be fine.
I wanted it to be precautionary too, because when the score, I was like, we could win this game without him. I don't want us to trick it, but if we could win this game without him, it's for the best. Since I know what it did last time, I don't want to get into that territory.
And I think Vanderbilt, he's okay. Everybody's okay. I think we just got to get to the playoffs, and I think we will be able to get Mo Bamba back then.
Yeah. I hope so, man. Because he was I like how he was fitting in too, and definitely like he was a decent relief for AD, man. He was being productive. So.
He was just getting to his groove of fitting in, and then boom, we lost him to injury. Let's talk about this. So as of now,
I think that's log jam right there, boy.
I mean, that's the definition of it. I believe we own the tiebreaker to the Pelicans. That's why we are the 7th seed. We are 40-38. Golden State is 41-38. The Clippers are 41-38.
So we got to win that. We got to win that game. That's a must win.
That's what I'm saying. It's more so the urgency should be on you heavily, just off the simple fact that we can jump seeds off of that win.
I need a monstrous game from AD.
Off that win, off that alone, you knock the Clippers possibly to the play-in.
Yeah,
and you take that.
You can possibly get rid of them. Like, come on now.
Come on now. Like your rival. Come on,
get rid of them, bro.
It's nothing that we can say that should be said. Like the urgency should be there. Like Like it shouldn't be no pregame speech or nothing. Y'all should be able to come out the court and just know. It should be dead silence. Like we know what time it is, bro. Like
Yeah. Now, well, let me ask you this. I know this is a little bit off like a topic, but this Western Conference.
mm-hmm.
Do you and it ties back to the Lakers? Do you think can you attribute Sacramento's success this year to us allowing Malik Monk to walk?
No, I'm not going to attribute it to Malik Monk.
I'm not, because I'm not saying he's the engine that make it go, but I'm saying he's like the guy that Fox was missing.
He's a 6 man of the year candidate, so he's definitely a integral part of what their success is.
We should have brought him back.
We tried, bro. We only could offer him so much, so he'd have been taking a pay cut to come with it. And he took a pay cut originally to come be a Laker.
I ain't mad at him for getting his bread. He deserved it, man.
So it was a good flip. But like I said, you ain't hearing a negative word from Monk. But like you said, him being the 6 man candidate, but it's the fact that Mike Brown he solidified and brought him some credibility. And I owe Mark apology. I was gonna wait to say that when we talked about the NBA on 3 man weave, and I'll say it again there. But I was critical of them hiring Mike Brown because you know how I feel about retreads.
Yeah.
But Mike Brown was the best thing that happened to us since Rick Alderman.
Like, thanks, man. I love his defensive prowess, man. So, hey, man.
And his defense, you know, he do defense. He could coach,
but he do offense too. Like Mike Brown, good coach, man.
And that's my thing. I think him being on the Warriors staff actually helped his offensive mind. So bringing it to this team with the skills, with the players that they have, with Fox, Sabonis, drafting Keegan Murray, you know, going to get Hunter. You know, getting Hunter, you bringing in Malik Monk, and now you're giving everybody a role, and everybody understands their role and playing it to the highest of their ability. Like you say, kudos to them. The answer, I did answer your question, but for them, what we've learned in the Western Conference is always one team that comes out of nowhere. Yeah, like when Memphis became the 2nd seed that year, they came out of nowhere. Technically, I understand that Ja Morant was a highlight machine, but they came for them to be that high of a seed. They came out of nowhere. So for the Kings again to be out of the playoff, to come all the way, they was almost a 2nd seed, 2nd and 3rd seed for them for that. And a lot of people didn't want to give them credit when they were starting off hot this year. Like, bro, it's the Kings. Eventually it'll come back to reality, and it never came back down to reality. These are who the Kings are.
Because they got a real dog, bro. And that's one of the reasons why, for years I just wanted him. I was like, bro, he got to get out of there, bro. But I'm happy he stayed because he got a cast now, bro. So it's like they're going to the dance, they're cutting the music on. So it's like you said, so it's like he's one of my favorite players. And I'm just, I'm happy for him, but I'm sad that we lost Monk. I feel like our year would have went completely different had Monk stayed in. We might be a solidified seed already. And I ain't saying that one person can do that, because who knows if we bring in D'Lo and do all of that. But I still like the way that Austin Reeves was going to progress, and the way that Monk progressed. I just think that's why I wanted to. Remember I said that offseason we had to keep both of them. That was my goal.
And like I said, we definitely made the attempt. We knew he wanted to stay, but it just came down to simple mathematics. It was like, am I going to take a significant pay cut to stay with the Lakers, or am I going to go get my money?
And shout out for him for going to somewhere he ain't ring chase or do anything. He might can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He might can be in contention for one. So it's like without chasing, bro. So it's like, hey.
So you just gotta just like you said, no hard feelings, no bad blood. It's like it was an understandable decision. But like, look, go get your money, like you said, and that was the purpose of. I mean, we did it. That was the purpose of you coming to LA to fix your image, your market for yourself, and to get your money.
This goes back to what I always say. Now, why couldn't other teams get this? Because I always thought that Monk was a good player. Why was he able to come to LA and rebrand himself? Is it because of what you said earlier?
He had some bad years in Charlotte, though.
But it's like, bro, nobody can. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a dysfunctional organization. So
Absolutely.
if I go there, and that's one of the things, like, and this is a stretch, but even with the Kwame Brown situation, that he might have been a dog had he just went somewhere else, bro. He just went to one of the worst NBA, and I hate to say it, Jordan, like that, because you know I'm a fan, but the Charlotte is one of the worst organizations, bro. So it's like you clearly see Monk left, got better instantly, and 2 years removed, he's sixth man of the year, bro. Which means you had that talent on your team squandering it.
I mean, sometimes sometimes people develop at a slower pace. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is.
Who's been there that we ever seen develop though?
Yeah, I mean, Miles Bridges developed.
Yeah,
before he got into his incident, but he did develop.
Yeah, they won't check, but it's always something.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely always something. And I mean, look at LaMelo ankles.
Yeah,
bad too.
But he got a mid, so it's like I don't know. I feel like his shoe is definitely a basketball shoe.
He got to get it together. But that's the purpose of now. That's the positive benefits of the LA market. What Monk did. Monk saw his market was definitely very low. Okay, let me go get some high visibility.
Yeah.
Let me play well, and let me get paid. Yep. Playing well is a benefit for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how you use a market to your advantage.
That's exactly how you do it.
And I'm not mad at it because, like you said,
bet on himself.
Absolutely. So playing well is a benefit. Some people can't handle them bright lights.
Yeah, facts.
So before we move on, let's get to this BS. You know, Austin Reeves is becoming a fan favorite. I think nationally now. I think he was always a Laker fan favorite.
Yeah,
basically all the way he plays, but nationally, and once it gets national, sometimes it does get a little out of hand with some of the things that some people say. But Austin Reeves has been balling ever since he got to LA. Like let's not discredit nothing that he's done.
First of all, he's an NBA starter at this point. Name me an NBA starter that ain't getting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you ain't even making sense, bro. For this, you're basically sounding jealous.
He is.
So that's all it is. Because, bro, why do you care, bro? Who are you, McCants? Bro, just be quiet. Like, one, you're counting somebody else's. He's good. Doesn't matter if you think he should be good or not. That's the problem. That was, remember when people were saying Luka's not that good? Like, no, he was. Like, they were saying that. Doesn't matter. And now what? He's the bag is there. So it's like, bro, this ain't even a super bag.
That's what we say.
You hating on a non-super bag of somebody that's picking up, bro? Like, make it make sense, man.
Hey, bro, like, come on, man. Like you said,
that's a standard NBA bag for a starter, bro. Get off mine, bro. Like, come on, man.
For real, like he can't get 12 a year. Like,
come on, bro.
Like come on, man. Like, it was laughable. He compared it. He like it's giving Jeremy Lin vibes.
And Jeremy Lin deserved every dollar he ever made in the league, bro. Doesn't matter. Like, what are you saying? He ain't have the longest career, but Jeremy Lin was a problem when he was in the league, bro. Anybody else saying otherwise, you're forgetting. He cooked the hell up, bro.
Yeah.
There's a whole documentary on him for a reason. So it's like, and the thing about it is people get paid in the NBA. This ain't the NFL where people have to try to get paid. If you're good in the NBA, you normally get paid. The one person we didn't see get paid was a person who said they jinxed themselves. They said, "Oh, they're gonna have to back the break and he didn't get paid."
Yeah.
He's the only person that never got paid. But barring injury, everybody gets paid, bro.
Yeah, like you say, if you watch the Lakers, you watch Austin Reeves, you watch him play, like you said, like he competes. He definitely, he's an NBA caliber player. He's earned the raise that he's going to get this offseason. And it's like an inner discussion. But he talking about after the Lakers ain't trash, he ain't playing.
We good.
You know what? Good. No. You know what? Cool. No. I'm gonna give him credit. Okay. But they was. And he played. And what do you do when you get your opportunity?
And we got better.
What do you do when you get your opportunity? You seize your opportunity once it's given to you. That's the purpose of you getting in the NBA, right?
And that's exactly how Jeremy Lin got his. He sees the opportunity. It doesn't, bro. When he got in there, he cooked up, dropping 40 in the Garden. That really happened, bro.
Yeah, like what are we talking about? Like what are we talking about here, man? Like you say, you want to discredit him so bad, and I get it.
Career highs, bro.
I get it.
AR-15 has been putting up career highs, bro. And even when he's not, he's playing solid, steady ball.
He's giving you what you need.
Everything that we need. So I've been happy with him, bro.
Keep doing it.
He's one of my favorite players, man.
You already know. I'm about to, and we copping the AR-15s when they drop.
We getting them, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're gonna be a decent price.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Regular price.
Yeah. Right.
But
they look comfortable.
Overall, there's no need for us to make a prediction about what we're going to do. We just need to hope for these remaining 4 games that we handle business, and I believe that we're going to handle business. You know, say we might slip up and lose 1. Mm-hmm. Okay, let it just be 1.
Yeah,
let it just be 1.
Yeah.
But
I ain't even trying to see that.
Like
playoffs. I know. It's basically playoffs.
Like I know, it better not be 1.
Facts.
Like you say, you would want to avoid the play-in at all costs. You would want the rest. Like you say, Bron, you would want the rest. AD would want the rest. D'Lo, you've been injured since you got here. You would want some rest. We can get some practices in, get some cohesiveness better.
Get some practices.
Like you come on. There's no need to keep saying
Obama need the extra. He need that extra time. Come on now. We need it back in the rotation, bro. Fully healthy, bro. That's a tough damn roster, bro.
Dangerous.
I looked at it from top to bottom against all the teams in the league, bro. It's a problem.
They just needed time to play together. That's it. And if Bron wasn't faking that injury,
so let me ask you this, man. This question. This is more about the NBA too.
Mm-hmm.
Why are teams content with being trash all the way up until the All-Star break? Why not pull a trigger before then? So because now when you and this is why I'm asking, when you wait to the All-Star break, you put pressure on your team to congeal and to build that chemistry. If you see that this ain't working early on, and I ain't saying the first week, I said give it 25 games. You see what I'm saying? 30 games. If it ain't saying what you're saying by then, it probably ain't gonna happen. Make the moves then instead of waiting until All-Star break. But it's like all the teams, nobody wants to make a move until All-Star break. Now everybody wants to make moves.
Well, to be the technical answer, a lot of free agents, a lot of these people can't be moved until a certain date, and that date true. is normally in December. So you get that date in December. That's pretty much the games that you're saying. It's probably a good 25 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then certain people's value, like for example, we use this off season. I mean, this season, a lot of people was using they was overvaluing the people that they had on the block, and you have to be patient.
Yeah,
and that if you're going to play that game, and of course, if you're not going to get the asking number that you asking for initially, eventually when they get closer to the deadline, you're going to accept what it is, what you're offered. So you have to have patience, and you have to, like you say, you have to have patience, and you have to just wait till the value gets to a certain point where you like it. For us in particular, not necessarily NBA, what we should have done, you have to put a roster together, a competent roster together to withstand some of the pain that you was going to go through. Yeah. Like you said, that ugly stretch that we set ourselves, we still recovering from it. You know what I'm saying? So if we'd have had a better roster from the jump, maybe the trade deadline wouldn't have been so pivotal for us. So I would say, just construct your team just better. I ain't saying they got to be championship quality. Just construct it better. And then, like you said, you don't have to go in panic mode, or you don't have to make so many key changes.
Yeah.
But a lot of those teams, but some of them teams make mistakes. Like if we talk about a whole, they overvalue their team, or they construct their team differently, and sometimes it just doesn't click.
Yeah.
So you definitely still have to just ride it out as long as possible, because to be quite honest, 25 games still ain't enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
That's
enough
good
to
points.
you know.
Good
Not
points, man.
So I understand waiting to the deadline is maybe too long, but technically the trade deadline is for the contenders anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always buyers
And
and
that's what it
sellers anyway.
seems like teams purposely allow contenders. If you're a contender, they always be willing to give you a piece to make you better. It's like, why are y'all doing this? Like,
Yeah.
if I was a non-contender, I'm not trading you my dude. I'll trade you in the offseason, bro. In the offseason, we'll talk. I am not trading you my best player now because nothing that you can trade me is gonna help me out this season. So I want to make deals in the offseason for next season.
Yeah, that's I would
But it's
definitely
like
do the same thing.
it's like the league tells them, go ahead. It's for the TV. Just go ahead and get rid of your 1 year rentals so you don't get burnt. But that truly was good. Good knowledge. And I think that anybody who tap into this will be able to get inside of the GM mind and see what they're actually thinking about. And for some of these bad GMs out here, you might want to, tune into LLC, and get your info from Hill, man, because he telling y'all how to build your teams right here.
And could for us in particular, if we didn't wait till the trade deadline, we wouldn't have got what we got for Russ.
That's true.
We had to get him some.
But I felt like it was a few
value.
teams interested before, but we just wanted what we wanted. And that's the patience game that you was talking about.
Exactly. You got to have it. Like you say, you got to have that game. It's a tough game because, like you said, you could get burned as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, for
example,
example,
stuck with us. Then what?
And then we would have still been in the play-in, like we suggested. But we'd have been feeling a little bit differently. But it's just the fact that sometimes,
Russ might have been a little bit better with Pat gone, man. They never should have put Pat and Russ together. They never even liked each other anyway. So it's like, why would you do that?
Now all of a sudden they the bestest buds, like they besties now. Like it's disgusting when I see. It's disgusting anytime I see Pat Bell, but
yeah,
it's hilarious. But it's more so like I say, the patience game is more so because a lot of people ask for some stuff like they ask for. Look what the KD trade as a whole. Look what he was asking for in the offseason. Bro, he was asking for everything. Yeah. And they was like, bro, we not giving y'all that.
Yeah, facts.
But what did they get at the deadline? Pretty much what they was asking for.
Yeah.
They got all the picks and they got players like off rip. So
I just don't like I get one to get over the top, but it's like I feel like Phoenix gave up a lot, man, knowing the age of Kevin Durant. And I'm not going to say that he's injury prone, but he's dealt with injuries last few seasons. So I'll say that. Because when I think of injury prone, he's been in the league, 13, how many years? 14 years?
Since 2006.
So
2007, yeah.
So I'm not gonna give him injury prone because I look at his totality in the league. It's like you don't want us to be prisoners, but I will say recently he been dinged up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be fair for him. I think an injury prone person is somebody like like a Amari Stoudemire, like he was pretty much dinged up his whole career. You know what I'm saying? That's different than somebody. KD had long stretches where he was just healthy.
Yeah, he did. It's just the fact that the more older he get, he been injured almost every year. His tenure with Golden State, he just wasn't. They wasn't as severe as
low tops.
Yeah, he had to make the adjustment. He had to make the adjustment. About it, man. We can come back next week. Next week should be the playoffs, bro.
Yeah. We should be celebrating, popping bottles next week.
Next week we should definitely either know our playoff matchup or close to it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be dealing with that next week, and then we're gonna give y'all the playoff schedule. How we're gonna do this?
Yes, sir.
But we are LLC.
Yeah.
I'm Hill. That's Cannon. And we